morning, Steelers Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Or I always say welcome back, but in reality, these YouTube videos can go all over the world. And it's my good morning. It's my 7:06 a.m. Your afternoon in America. And the reason why I'm making this one is last night I was watching, and if you haven't seen it yet, it's a really good podcast with Christian 46. One of the best numbers here on HDU. Can't say his name because when I say his name, when I pronounce his name that way, it demonetizes my channel. It gets me, doesn't get me strikes, but it gets me in trouble in terms of ads and all those kind of things and whatnot, right? And that's not a good thing, all right? So when I say his name the full way, the Christian 46 podcast gets me in trouble. But I was watching it last night, and there was one of my favorite players at the moment. He was signed last year, and even a few months ago, or in the offseason, people were like, oh, they're going to bring him back kind of thing. But I'm glad they did. But the Steelers now, they're going with Queen, Peyton Wilson. Looks like they're the pairing at middle linebacker. But Elandon Roberts, go and listen. All this video is asking you to go and watch that video. Because in the Steelers news cycle now, I know there's a lot of rumor, a lot of drama, a lot of this crap, but I think we need to get back to just listening and watching to football players and football talk, like actual football talk, right? The Steelers right now are playing pretty good football at 5-2. We should feel pretty happy about that. I'm going to work right now, and I've got an hour to go to work. We should feel pretty happy, confident, and you know what? Maybe we can go on a Super Bowl run this year. You know, people say, "Oh no, we can't do that." Why not? Why can't we? Sitting up 5-2 versus the Giants coming up. Now, there's a big test, though. There's a big test, I think, with I was talking to the AFC North Roundtable last night with Zim from the Bengals. And he said, well, the defensive line for the Giants are pretty good, and our line's pretty scratchy. So there's a big test. Like this is Monday Night Football. Now, Steelers have won a lot of games in a row. They've won like 21 games at home. So there's that pressure there. But the Steelers could move to 6-2, and that'd be fantastic, right? That'd be awesome. So we're at this point where it's like we're a pretty good football team. We're starting to show what we can do running the game. Russell Wilson show he can air it out. All those kind of things. Defense has been stepping it up. In terms of Elliott, he's got the most tackles, and Keanu Benton's playing well. Cameron Hayward's playing fantastic, right? And there's so many good pieces like that. But I was watching this podcast last night, and the podcast is from the Christian 46. And I'm going to bring it up right here. This one here. It's got Elandon Roberts. Go watch it. This guy for 50 minutes is fantastic. The podcast is awesome. I've left a few comments there in the past, and I've tried to get on the show. I'm trying to, if I can, try and verse Christian 46 in a pickleball match in 2026 before the draft. So I'm going to be in Pittsburgh for the draft. And I want to verse Christian 46 in a pickleball match. Hopefully, we can organize that and that can happen. We can do it for charity. We can do it whatever. You know what? I'll have Minka. You can have TJ Watt. I don't care. I just want to verse because I play pickleball. I want to verse Christian 46 in the game and get all Steelers Nation around and rally our towels and have a good time. But that will be in the off season. But this is a pretty good podcast. Like Elandon Roberts talks about physicality. He talks about like the how he was with the Dolphins and Brian Flores, who also was with us for a year, and how coaching has impacted him. He talks about the Patriot way because he's also he's a two-time Super Bowl champion. Now he played special teams, but it still counts, right? Even if we go all the way, the Steelers go win the Super Bowl this year, 59, which is crazy. It's been 9 years since I've been to San Francisco in 50. I went to San Francisco in 50 and Houston in 51. So it's been 9 years since then. Now it's going to New Orleans. Could I go to New Orleans? Maybe, if it happens. But if we get there and we win, then, you know, people might say, well, Justin Fields didn't deserve that because he's QB2. But he did a lot of work at the very start, right? A lot of start. So, Roberts, man, it's a good podcast. It's a real fun one. Talks physicality, talks about the Steelers, talks about Mike Tomlin, talks about Brian Flores and his impact on Roberts. And the fellas are talking about, well, Elandon Roberts is, could be a coach in the future. Things like that. So make sure you guys go and check that out shortly, and I'll leave the link in the description below. And I just want to get I just want to get like people talking about the actual football that is happening right now. If that is breaking down film, if you enjoy that, there's some other channels do that. I don't do that. If it is talking about the X's and O's or whatnot, or talking about what the Steelers need to do versus this team versus that team, because I feel like sometimes things get thrown in where we talk about the receiver drama. We need a Cooper Cup. It's got to happen tomorrow. We need this. Otherwise, we can't progress. We can't be a good football team. They're a 5-and football team. They've had 2 losses that were each by 3 points. That Atlanta Roberts hit, he jumped over the line, smacked him, fumbled the ball. If Dak Prescott doesn't look at the ball, if he looks away this way and he can't find the ball, then Miles Killebrew picks it up and we are 6-1, right? So there's only we've lost two games. Think about this: 2 games by 3 points. Their overall, I think, the differential is, I think, like, what is it? 61 points, something like that. So in the season 2, Elandon Roberts has this season so far, because now he's playing back a step. He's playing back on teams, but that's okay. And he's playing sparingly, I think, in like the defense. He's got 11 tackles, 6 solo, or no, those 11 solo, 6 assists, 1 sack, and 2 tackles for a loss. So he's playing pretty good, playing a pretty good role for our team. But go and listen to him on the Christian 46 podcast. It is awesome. I listened to it last night while I was going to bed, while I was going to sleep, and it just made me really proud to be a Steelers fan. Made me proud to be cheering this team on this squad on 2024. Made me think that we have a chance, because guys like him, there's a lot of leaders. There's a lot of leaders on this team. There's Roberts, there's Queen, there's the real true leaders in Cameron Hayward, in TJ Watt, in Minka. Minka Fitzpatrick has been outstanding for this franchise and outstanding this year. I don't think he's got a pick just yet, or maybe he has one, but he's played really solid football in the back end and getting our secondary ready. So there's a lot of leaders on defense where we can hold teams to 10 points, 17 points. And now that our offense can score 30 points or 27, or there's a capability to, there's sky is the limit for this team. And it feels different from last year or the year before, because there's actually confidence. There's better culture. The Steelers are getting around one another. They're happy. They're having fun. They're filled with, overall, just that boost of energy of like, we can do this, bro. We can do this. So go and check it out. Last shout out, Elandon Roberts podcast on the, I think only 316 views. This needs 4,000. This needs 500. This needs 10,000 views. It's one of your players, right? Stop falling for the clickbait shit and all that kind of crap. Stop falling for the AI stuff. Stop supporting chat sports. Channels like this and like mine, and also Steelers Dynasty podcast out there, and even Matty Peverill too. Guys like that, they need our support to support these small channels that talk actual football, not the crap that comes from chat sports or the AI stuff or that rubbish, right? Because you have a real football player talking football on a podcast with another football player who's a long snapper, our mate, Christian 46. Alrighty, Steeler Nation, I'm going to head to work. Thank you very much for supporting this channel as always.